many movies have come out recently that you probably haven't even heard of?
Did this play in theaters?
Maybe?
Did it make any money?
It lost tons of money.
It lost all the money.
What are these movies? What is it?
Where did this come from?
Who made it? Who saw it?
Even God doesn't know.
This movie came out? When?
What about this?
Where is it?
Who paid for it?
Did the cast and crew work for free? Now I know why actors do GoFundMes for their coffins.
This one's got movie stars. You've never heard of it.
How? Why?
What about this one? What about it?
Is they real? Does it movies?
Oh, then there's this.
Tell me about it, sailor.
Where do they come from and how do we stop it?
Why does they made this? Welcome.
Someone got paid to make the poster. Maybe the movie doesn't exist. I don't know. No one's seen it. Did this play at your theater? Don't lie.
What are these movies? Tell me about it, sailor. Why are we here today?
Oh, we're here to talk about our favorite subjects, movies. Not individual movies, just movies as a business.
I'm endlessly fascinated with this new age that we're in, the movie age of transition. Movie age of transition. Movie age.
Movies : Endgame.
I think like the movies were phased, movies, black and white movies in the movie theater, 50 years. The dawn of VHS, home video, 30 years, and that includes DVDs and Blu-rays. And then now streaming. We're in the final phase. Movies in theaters and streaming is changing, and we're right in the thick of it. I saw on the Oscars, starting in 2029, they're going to start streaming it on YouTube, which falls in line with my prediction that YouTube will become a network and will soon scrub its platform of all its content.
I mean, they already tried once, but they were probably too early. I think we've half-jokingly said Quibi was too early. If Quibi started now, it might catch on. It has to be free, though.
Well, in addition to like movies and theaters and streaming and all that, and it's old people, boomers and Gen Xers who are running the industry now, maybe some millennials, are scrambling to accommodate the upcoming generation, which is why they're getting rid of the Oscars on broadcast TV. I also noticed, too, on this subject, Access Hollywood got canceled after 30 years. That's like a show like for like movie stars and drama and gossip and celebrities, and it's like young people get that info off TikTok, and no one watches broadcast TV except for old people. And so
nobody says it's 3:30. I have to watch Access Hollywood.
Exactly. So they're like, let's. They said, I think it was NBC, Universal NBC was like, we're gonna just focus on local programming for broadcast, and we're kind of phasing out those kinds of shows.
The only thing anyone watches is the evening news.
Right, evening news,
that's old
your
people.
local news, and then they'll still run shows like all of your Chicago fires and Chicago paramedics and.
Why is it all Chicago?
I don't know.
It's always Chicago.
Everyone shoots those shows in Chicago. Maybe it's cheap to shoot there or something. But procedural dramas, Matlock with what's her face,
Kathy Bates. Yeah.
Shows like that will still be on broadcast until that generation dies. Then it's going to all switch to like streaming platforms and blah 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 blah. And there was someone sent us like a clip from something, and this is a whole nother topic. It was an app on your phone called like Short Flicks or something like that. And it was fascinating because the clips were like, they were like young actors in these like lame drama scenes.
Please, help me!
Is that my maid?
And of course, they're all framed for your phone. And it's like a movie is like 14 minutes long, like a movie. And they were like kind of low production value.
You are a liar who cheated on me with his assistant, stole from my company, and killed my daughter.
But it's like the more of these movies you want, you get like coins.
Oh, God.
And then the more coins unlock more content. And it was totally like a cynical, like, how do we appeal to content to young people? How do we get content out to young people? It's like very Quibi-ish. So anyways, the point was of our intro, transition. We're in a transitionary period where it's all kind of rough. And
Well, it's we've said before that if theaters want to survive, which I think in the long run they probably won't, it'll become a niche thing. There'll still be theaters, but the age of like the way movies have always been, like that's basically over. But we've said like if you want to keep theaters alive, you need a mix. You need the big tentpole movies mixed with mid-budget movies. But I think we need to amend that because as the intro showed, what are these movies? These are the
tentpole.
Only tentpole movies. Everything else goes to streaming. I think that's the world that it's going to be soon.
Of course, there's things like this. The Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out is guaranteed. A Jurassic World, whatever kind of IP is guaranteed tentpole. But then there's like every now and then there's one that just kind of pops.
Well, there's like Sinners.
Sure.
Like that did really well.
That I think was also guaranteed. Because of the stars in it and the Ryan Coogler, directed Marvel movies.
Yeah. The studio didn't take a chance on like an unknown filmmaker. There's someone who's made Black Panther movies.
Right.
So there's that, but it's still an original idea.
The idea doesn't matter. I put it in a like a top tier category. And then there's like movies with just like fading stars and celebrities that just kind of have a name and then it's like no one goes to see them.
That's how you end up with like the Kevin Costner, what was it, Horizon? It was meant to be a 3 or 4 part movie series. And that's Kevin Costner, the Ego Project.
Yeah.
And it came out, the first one did so bad that they now haven't even released the second one, even though it's done.
Yeah.
They just haven't released it because they know it won't make money.
There's some that are just like admittedly low budget movies that have a star in them that maybe give it a shot in the theaters and then kind of like mainly rely on streaming, I think. But then there's ones where it's kind of baffling that they put that much money into something. And this is just, this problem just ties, I think, both of our brains in knots here because I'm always trying to figure out like what was the motivation of putting that much money into this, knowing like when you put stuff in theaters, who knows it's there and how?
That's the big thing when we say what are these movies, is that there's apparently no advertising anymore. Do you put an ad in the newspaper and then the olds show up because they saw it in the newspaper?
You're asking how people are advertised to. And that's a very good question because I never ever know what movies are coming out unless I go to the website for the local theater company and I look at what's playing now in theaters or I look at like what's coming. And I scroll through and I'm like, I don't know what any of this is.
What are these movies?
I never see ads on broadcast TV for movies, and I do watch broadcast TV. I watch local news and whatever, and I never, ever, ever see an ad on TV because I have cable.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, social media seems like it would be the big one, but I never see ads for any of this shit there either.
Not
Sometimes
really.
you'll see people talking about them, like that Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die movie that just came out with Sam Rockwell. I did see some chatter about that, where people are like, oh, Gore Verbinski made a quirky movie. But I didn't see any like actual advertising for it.
And you had to go look it up.
Yeah, and that didn't do well, right?
So we're talking word of digital mouth?
I guess.
Now,
Which always backfires when a studio tries to capitalize on that. Do you remember the infamous Morbius re-release? That movie, Morbius, came out, it flopped, But then everybody made memes and jokes about it online, so the studio was like, oh, maybe there's something to this. People are talking about it. Let's re-release it in theaters.
Yeah.
And then it flopped again. People making fun of your movie doesn't mean they're going to show up to see it.
Well, there's like, I don't know, you cluster the general movie-going, paying population into 3 categories, right? There's guys like us in our early 30s who are on like social media. We follow movie things, we talk movies, and we're just exposed to it that way.
We should know about these movies, and even we haven't heard about these movies.
Right. Maybe we're too young to do Facebook anymore, but we're too old for TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, right? So then there's the younger generation, right, who are playing video games and tweeting and TikToking and whatever they do.
And aren't interested in movies in general.
And the attention span is shrinking. And they aren't going to the website of the local theater to look. So you have to get to them somehow. I don't know how they know about movies at all, other than they talk about it amongst their friends.
Sure.
Now, I think the Jodie Foster movie, for example, which is called This.
What are these movies?
I think that is, for movies in theaters, the silent majority is olds, 60 plus, who still look in the newspaper or, go to the theater because of senior discounts, and then maybe they're like populating and making movies like that successful. So there's like horror movies though that appeal to the younger generation that do gangbusters.
Yes.
And then there's anomalies, like the reason why we're talking today. We're talking about a movie called Whistle, that fits all the criteria for a horror picture that's going to do gangbusters at the theaters. It didn't.
I didn't even hear about it until weeks after it was already on streaming.
Until I told you about it. And I only heard about it because I go to Fandango. Fandango at home, formerly known as Voodoo.
Fandango needs to change their business model where you go to their app and you can just scroll through 2-minute scenes from movies, and eventually you'll get through the whole movie. But you just watch it in 2-minute increments, and then you swipe to the next movie, and it's randomized. So you'll watch 2 minutes of Scream 7, 2 minutes of Whistle, and eventually you'll cycle through them. And you're like, oh, I remember watching that other scene from Scream 7.
I haven't seen Scream 7, but I have a theory about who the killer is.
Oh, who do you think it is, Mike?
Well, I didn't read any spoilers.
Okay.
I haven't seen the film. But I have a strong feeling that the killer or killers is or are a character that's in the film, that's been set up in the film.
Wow. Do you think in the third act, they'll take out their mask, the ghost face mask, and then they'll give a monologue about why they did everything?
I think so.
But the movie's nothing but red herrings, so there's no way to figure out who it is beforehand?
Right. Yeah.
That might be the case, yeah. It should be pointed out, Scream 7, highest grossing movie in the Scream franchise. So that's we always talk about horror as a safe bet. Whatever else comes out in theaters, everything might flop, but horror movies, especially ones aimed at a younger audience, generally do well.
Except for Whistle.
Except for Whistle.
Well,
which is a movie I kind of want to champion, even though it's not good.
No.
This movie has wrecked my brain.
So let's talk about Whistle. A movie that did not have a huge budget reportedly of $2 million. Now, some of these budgets might not be accurate, but I did my best.
I'm surprised. That seems to me that'd be like a $10 or $15 million movie.
I know.
That's what it feels like.
It's a great-looking film.
Well, we'll get into that. Yeah.
I saw it, and I was like, okay. Ironically, the tagline is "Don't blow it," which they really didn't once I found out what the budget was. It had a domestic opening of $705,000. It was released on 1,200 screens.
That's the shocking part to me.
Hefty amount of screens. $3.4 million worldwide box office. Opened at number 15.
Sure. That sounds about right.
So they just put it in theaters and spent $0 on advertising.
But then again,
what do you spend advertising on?
That seems like this is a movie you advertise on TikTok or something. You pay some influencers to promote it. Maybe they did that. I don't know, but it
They
didn't
could have.
work.
They could have had a lot of times they'll do a screening and they'll invite like influencers.
Yeah.
You know, like kiss their ass and give them
That
free
was something
things
that
and-
happened with Scream 7. They had like a big, I don't know if it was a premiere, but they did a big screening on like the Paramount lot, and they invited, obviously, the cast. They invited a bunch of cast from the previous movies. I know about this because I saw a clip of Jamie Kennedy, who was in the first movie, saying that he was not invited to it.
I wouldn't have thought anything of it because I'm not in the movie. I died a long time ago, but I saw a lot of influencers there. It's weird if you invite an influencer that you don't first say, let's just get the core cast here.
It's like, well, that makes sense. No one cares about you, Jamie Kennedy, even if you're in the original movie. If you want to appeal to an audience that's going to bring in a younger crowd, you invite the influencers.
I mean, it's definitely a solid strategy, and it's 20 million followers or whatever, and then just, I went and saw this movie, it was great. Like, you know, and you can't like say, you better say it's great and point a gun at them, but you could give them gifts and let them meet the celebrities and give them golden popcorn and alcohol and whatever they want.
And they'll just say the movie's great.
And they'll play along because they're influencers and they want to be invited back. That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Get in, loser. We're going to see Mean Girls.
Let me tell you how it was at the private screening of the new movie Hard Eyes.
I got invited to a movie premiere.
I was invited to the Twisters movie premiere in West Hollywood.
We just finished walking the carpet. Help me pick my outfit for a movie premiere.
I have to be at a movie premiere in an hour.
I was invited to a pre-screening of Dune 2. But when I got to the theater and Timothy Chalamet himself was not there, needless to say, I was disappointed. Okay, now let's be honest. I know nothing about Dune. Girl knows nothing.
I don't have anything country.
I have a country. We also had a photo booth, but everybody was excited to watch the movie. When we
As I'm sure you guys can see, I've been going to a lot more red carpets lately. Still very common that when I go, I am one of the only black female influencers when you consider that I benefit from colorism, texturism, and featurism.
Space for movie premiere.
That just sounds so crazy to say, but Netflix invited us to come see School for Good and Evil in Toronto, so my friend and I drove up. The theater was so cool. They also had these awesome cookies and
When the reception was over, we walked down the street to the movie theater.
Fantasy shows
And there on the
I do tie-dye on Instagram.
I freaking loved it. Go watch it on that.
Why? Right, but why? If you're not in the...
Last up, I'm going to spray some perfume because Pete Davidson's going to be there, so I'm spraying my Ariana Cloud so that he's going to want me.
So don't forget, the movie Hard Eyes will be in theaters from 7th of February.
The episode was 10 out of 10, and we can't wait for the
I
next episode.
freaking loved it. Go watch it. It's on Netflix now. And this is the final look. Let's go see this premiere.
See, if this was a movie that came like not straight to streaming, maybe it played in a couple theaters just for whatever reason, and then it was like an Amazon exclusive or something, then I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the fact that it played in 1,200 theaters, is that right?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane to me that it made so little money and then nobody's heard of it.
On this topic, Whistle is the case in point.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a movie, if I were cynically going to say, I'm going to make a movie that has a really simple hook, some death scenes, a cast of young people, and it's just going to make that Blumhouse money. This is kind of what I would say you should make.
The day you are born, so is your death. If you hear the whistle scream, dying is not a choice.
It's very similar. We always joke about Wish Upon.
Yeah.
It's the Wish Upon movie, only this one's not so stupid it's laughable.
Yeah.
And it doesn't star nobodies. That's the thing. I guess you can get away with it in like the most recent Final Destination movie, which is also comparable to. That one did really well, even though there's no like famous actors in it, but that has the brand recognition, I guess. But this has like, known people in it.
Yeah.
The lead actress, Daphne Keane, is in like Marvel stuff. She was on well, it wasn't a big hit, but she was on The Acolyte, so she's a part of that world.
She's the girl from Logan.
She was in Logan. Like, people know who this is.
Yeah. And Nick Frost is in it too.
And Nick Frost is in it.
We're just working a bit too much recently.
Cameo-ish kind of role, but it's a real movie. And from the director of The Nun.
Yeah.
The only thing that I noticed is that it's not a Blumhouse released film, it's IFC. So the Blumhouse press machine wasn't behind this.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
they
know
know
why.
how to push their movies. Them and like A24.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is something I did notice. It's, IFC in conjunction with Shudder, the streaming service Shudder, that it may actually be a reason why it didn't have any promotion, because Shudder, ironically, may be shuttering soon. There's talk of that.
Oh, okay.
Because Shudder is owned by MGM, and MGM has their own streaming service called MGM Plus.
I know, I have it.
And if you subscribe to that, you also included with that is Shudder. But they apparently, in the last couple of years, they've been doing lots of layoffs. Like Shudder's basically been, all the employees are gone.
Are they getting one-upped by Screambox?
I don't know. Screambox, I think, it's probably owned by somebody. I don't know who owns that. That might be like Paramount or something. But I know, like, they did, Shudder they produces The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs. It's like the only show that anyone watches on Shudder, and that's been canceled.
Oh.
So I think Shudder is like going away, and it's all just going to be MGM Plus. So it's possible that this movie, whatever money they were going to put into marketing, they just said, no, we don't want to spend that money. We're just going to cut our losses. I have no idea. This is all theory, just because I know Shudder is kind of like on rocky ground.
It's a solid theory. I didn't know Shudder was involved. I just remember IFC.
Yeah.
The Nun director. And I haven't seen The Nun. Did you watch it?
I watched some of it. It's rare for me to completely shut off a movie, but I was so bored. I was getting nothing out of it. But much like this, good-looking movie. The Nun has a lot of atmosphere. It has this kind of like gothic, kind of old school look to it. So this director knows what he's doing, and I'd like to see him make a good movie. But that's the thing, is like, this isn't like a cheap looking horror movie.
No, it's not a cheap looking horror movie. It's a slick, well-produced movie that has a really nice visuals and some great death scenes. I mean, we're not touting this as a great film. Like, it's like a grown in a lab movie designed to make $30 to $70 million at the box office on a $2 million budget.
Yes.
And I'm shocked that it didn't, because, like you said, it had some stars in it. It had a great trailer, and a simple, easy to understand premise of Aztec whistle that somehow made its way into a high school kid's locker.
It's a haunted object.
Haunted
movie.
object. And
it's wish upon.
You blow into the whistle, and if you hear the whistle, then you're cursed, and the way that you will eventually die happens to you sooner.
Yes.
It's like Final Destination.
It's like Final Destination, but a little more clunky to explain.
Sure.
Because that idea of like, oh, if you one character was going to die of old age, so she hears the whistle and then she like rapidly ages and dies, or like immediately. It's a little clunky.
They give you 24 hours to stress out about it.
But that's the thing, is like it's a very stock script. It's very like, it's not like laughably bad like a Wish Upon, but it is very generic.
It's a setup. They blow the whistle, and then they find it in the locker. And it's like, then they all end up in detention, and Nick Frost plays a teacher named Mr. Craven.
Mr. Craven.
There's a lot of references, both spoken and in print, to famous horror directors.
So clearly made by people that like horror, because right after that opening scene, that's the big horror opening to get you hooked. And then it cuts to like montage of suburban neighborhoods, and the song playing is the same song that's playing at almost that exact same moment in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, which is also reminding me of like a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of movie.
Yeah. So lots of Easter eggs.
Little Easter eggs for horror fans.
Okay.
You just have to sit through the lamest, most generic plot imaginable, but
even the script isn't like bad. It's fairly...
It's stock. It's very generic, but it's elevated by the visuals and even like the backstory of Daphne Keane. Like it's pretty effective.
Yeah.
That she used to be a drug addict, and her dad was trying to drive her to the emergency room because she was overdosing, got into a car accident and died. So that's like weighing on her. Like that's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty weighty stuff.
No, but everything's really well set up, and the structure is really good, and there's setups and payoffs, and because you said Daphne Keene's character is a drug addict, and she is in love with a girl at her school. They kind of have a romance. The girl, I forget the actress's name. She was on Yellow Jackets. Another star.
Yeah.
And that girl has, have an allergic reaction. She has like an EpiPen, or she's diabetic.
Something, yeah.
She's diabetic. So all these little setups that lead to kind of how they're going to die. And then you have the kind of, I guess you'd call him the villain character. He's the Christian youth pastor.
Oh yeah.
Who's like a fake Christian youth pastor because he wants to just like sell drugs to kids, and he got some kids killed. And then there's the group of friends.
You gotta have the group of friends.
And then but they end up in detention for some reason, and that's where they find the Aztec or Olmec. I can't remember which one.
I think it's Aztec.
Death whistle in the locker of the high school basketball player who had just died. They give Daphne Keene his locker.
Why does it say horse?
She opens it up and they didn't clean out his locker. It's in there. What is this? And then Nick Frost grabs it, and of course he's some kind of expert in ancient Aztec things, and
all, like I said, very stock. It's just an excuse to get you to these death scenes.
Right.
And they're not as like complicated and elaborate as a Final Destination death scene, but they're pretty effective. There's the one kid that was going to die in a car accident, and this is the most like Nightmare on Elm Street sequence.
That was the highlight.
So he gets all contorted in his bedroom. His parents are just like watching and screaming, and it's I don't want to say fun, like it's horrifying, but for this type of movie, like that's what you're getting into.
Yeah.
But again, the directing is very good.
What if I don't want to die?
Then you shouldn't have been born.
So near the end, there's this big set piece where it's like this fall harvest festival, something like that. And there's like rides, and there's this great shot where the camera booms up and you see the festival, and then it goes into like what I assume is a digital matte painting of this huge like corn maze, and there's fireworks going off, and everything looks very rich, cinematic. And coincidentally, I had just watched an episode of a terrible television program that I unfortunately watched called School Spirits. It's not terrible. It's kind of bad. It's like a junk program on Paramount Plus.
Sure.
It's made up in Canada.
You gotta fill that content.
It takes place in Wisconsin though, in fake Wisconsin, but it's really shot in Canada. But they had a Harvest Fest episode as well. And it's like they had like 8 of those like farmers market tents, and like someone was like spinning a wheel, and then they populated the frame with everybody who was an extra, like 12 extras holding like, fall colored balloons. Fill the frame.
Well, even like
fill the frame with balloons. We don't have anything. And it felt so low budget. It looked so crappy. And then I watched this, and I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing.
Well, even comparable to, I know you saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah.
Which I had not seen it, but I edited the video where you talked about it, and you mentioned that they had like the Freddy Festival or whatever. And that's in the movie, that festival. It's like a whole street festival celebrating these animatronic characters. But it's in the movie for like 2 seconds. Like it's barely relevant to anything. But it's just like one little block with some extras in it. And it feels so, and that's like a bigger name, it's a sequel to a movie that did well.
Blumhouse?
That's a Blumhouse, yeah. I mean, they're notoriously cheap. That's their model. But still, like, this movie, Whistle, isn't much higher budget than a Blumhouse movie.
Unless that $2 million is incorrect.
I mean, I guess it could be.
They did amazing things with $2 million.
But when you compare it to, I almost called it Freddy Got Fingered 2. Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I would love a Freddy Got Fingered 2.
It can still happen.
It could still happen.
But just comparing those two, which to me seem like they would be similar production budget levels, and Whistle just like blows it out of the water. No pun intended.
I don't know. Seems kind of fake to me.
But especially the end, when they have to go into the car mechanic shop, and the editing and the the pacing of it all, it was just like, I felt like I was watching like a James Cameron Terminator movie. It was like so fucking well done.
The cinematography especially, because I always talk about like modern movies and how like gray and flat they look, or they're too dark. Like this movie, there's plenty of contrast. Like it looks good. Nobody saw it. What are these movies? But the fact that this played in theaters, that many theaters, and I didn't hear a word about it when it was in theaters, is just so strange to me.
And that is the crux of why we're having this discussion today. Is
not specifically to praise the movie as some sort of like missed masterpiece.
No.
Because it's not that.
It's not a masterpiece. It's a great little horror movie for people that like that genre of. I mean, you're the guy who loves Final Destination movies.
This doesn't hold a candle to Final Destination movies. Those are a lot more creative and fun.
Usually a movie like this will make $75 million at the box office because it is just that perfect recipe, that Blumhouse recipe for success. And we just want to ask the question, what happened?
What happened?
What happened?
Is this a sign of a larger issue or trend going on with theatrically released movies, where more and more are just going to fall through the cracks?
Yeah. Is it a question of $0 was put into advertising this? They just said, we spent $2 million. No one's going to watch this. I hate you. I hate the filmmakers. I hate the actors. The head of IFC Films says, I hate you. I hope your movie fails. You almost have to...
Was it done maliciously?
You almost had to try to make this movie fail.
Yeah.
Because it's just a solid, like maybe it came out the wrong time of year, maybe released it around Halloween, it would have done better. You didn't invite enough influencers.
That's got to be the issue, right?
Now, the box office numbers are obviously box office. There's screens, there's opening weekend grosses and worldwide grosses and all that. But we never really truly know how much a movie makes on streaming. I have no idea.
That's always the big question mark. Are these types of movies making enough where it's worth even like releasing them, producing them, and distributing them?
Yeah.
Maybe Whistle has done great on digital rentals. I can't imagine it has because nobody's heard of it. But the fact that it's produced by Shudder makes me think it's probably going to just go direct to Shudder at some point.
Yeah, but the bigger question is the big movies, the ones that pull in, $100 million plus dollars, released by studios, and then the sub studios and the smaller micro studios and blah, 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 blah. Does the 50 or so movies that cost $10 million to make and then make $104,000 at the box office and go right to streaming, does the big tentpole movie that makes $100 million plus help support the loss accrued from the smaller flops? Then if so, why make the smaller flops?
Just keep all that money.
Super Mario Brothers movies and Chris Pratt gun movies. The things we predict will come true. The movie theater will have 5 screens. They'll all be mega screens, and they'll all play a dinosaur, a Chris Pratt with gun.
I think he's mainly streaming now, though.
Okay.
Chris Pratt's old news. He's out. There's no replacement for him now. It's all just dinosaurs.
A dinosaur, a Mario, a Pixar,
yeah,
a Toy Story,
and a horror.
F1 race cars, dinosaurs, alien monsters.
All the things that like 8-year-olds love.
Mario.
But they're aimed at all audience ages.
Matchbox cars, the movie.
Booger the movie? When are we getting boogers?
Boogers?
There'll be a new genre.
Yeah.
Did you see the latest booger movie?
Boogers. The boogers that come out of his nose are alive, right?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're just like, each one has a different name. It's like crusty.
Yeah, you have the fat one, you have the scrawny one.
The crusty one, the one that has a little blood on it. There's all the different kind. There's like a writer's room that's just like idea crunching. This booger. Oh, what kind of boogers are there? So that'll be the movie theaters. Just big fat junk that makes hundreds of millions of dollars.
And they'll stop even bothering to produce movies like Whistle.
Yeah.
Let's not do it. Let's just, whatever the $2 million that we're going to spend on that, we'll just dump it into the marketing budget for Booger Part 3.
The Booger movie.
The Booger movie.
The Booger movie would do gangbusters.
Tagline is just, remember boogers?
You are what you eat.
Oh, there you go.
That's it. See, I have some kind of genius marketing brain behind all the fog of dementia. The Booger movie, you are what you eat. And it's just like one of those like fat Pixar kids.
Yeah,
and he's just like with his finger up his nose, right?
Yeah.
And
oh, see, I just got to chill because I was like thinking about editing this. And I was like, oh, we would need a poster for that.
Yeah.
Just AI it. But I'm not going to do it, everybody. Just pretend there's a poster here.
You can visualize it in your head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can see the poster.
The rosy-cheeked, cherub-faced fat kid from like a Pixar animation with just one finger up the nose.
Yep.
Booger. You are what you eat. A new Pixar movie. $197 million opening weekend. Worldwide gross $1.6 billion.